Hi everyone, welcome back to Piano Made Simple, the place where future and aspiring musicians come to get inspired. So, in our video today, we don't really have a specific topic per se, though, but we're going to run through like different topics. Some topics I've done before, some I'll potentially do, some of people's comments and questions. We're going to discuss that, and we're also going to talk about my story, right? So, my personal story, we're going to talk about that. And if you don't mind me, I had my breakfast almost at 6 p.m. today, so I'm still hungry. So I might be eating while I'm talking, though. So bear with me. So to start with, the first one first. Something I've observed as well when people play is issue of timing. And when I mean timing, I mean like for certain progressions, for certain songs, like how do people play them? Like, do they get the melody at the right time? Do they play in the melody when it's meant to be played? Because just the way life works, right? In music, timing is really, really crucial. So, like, if you don't get the timing right, let's say you're playing a song now, and the singer now, the singer just gives a little break or bridge, waiting for the instrumentalist to do something. If you don't do anything there, you've missed a very crucial part of that music, right? And you're gonna see that it doesn't have that balance because you didn't get the timing right. Now you're soloing when the singer is singing. The singer gave you a break, you did not solo. Maybe nothing came across your mind, right? Because it was just like this. So timing is really, really crucial. Timing and speed, they work hand in hand. Okay, let's say you get the timing right, and let's say the solo is do re. You meant to put it there, and now you play it so slow like do. You're gonna with it now. You got your timing right, but with that speed, it's inefficient. It's not. It will sound horrible, but if you play that very very fast, it's gonna sound interesting. So that's how timing and speed are relative to each other while playing music. And now, if you look at the next one, let me tell you my story about how I've had issues with timing as well. When I started playing the keyboard some years ago, I always wanted to like play solos, play melodies, and so on. As when you're learning an instrument, you want to impress by playing something slick. If I'm to put it that way. So you in the long run, you discover that that's not it. It's good to do that at least. It boosts your ego, right? But you see that that's not it in the long run. But over then, when I was starting, I tried playing some solos. The timing was all right, but the speed at which I played them, that's what caused a lot of issues for me, right? And which is why I tell, like, when I show you guys some stuff, I tell you take your time, practice it slowly. When you're playing your do, your re, your mi, your fa, your sol, your la, your ti, say it while you're playing it and do it slowly. If it wants like hold it down, say it do mi so do, like say it to yourself. But a lot of people feel like, I know do re mi fa sol la ti, I can do it. That's it. No. Even though I've been playing music for a while now, whenever I practice, I still say those things to myself. Like when I can play, I still call the do, I still call the mi, I still call the ti, right? All those things, I understand them. I still say it to myself, which is why sometimes I might be sitting down just listening to music, right? And I'm just hearing a nice melody, and guess what? Just me sitting down here without me being on my keyboard, I can tell you, okay, this is what I'm hearing. I can hear la do mi, I can hear fa re la. Just for example, right? I can tell you notes of what is being played. If you go on your keyboard and you actually play what I tell you, you see that even though it's not 100% every time, but 80 to 90% of the time, what I tell you, once you play, just like it clicks in with what is being played. I didn't stand up from my seat. I was just listening to the music. But due to the vast practice and understanding of me saying out my notes, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, every time I practice, it makes me understand some certain things. I know this how this sounds. It's just like now you go outside, you say I'm cold. How does your body know it's cold? Because over time, through like year in year out, from when you're little, your body knows what it, when you're like, your body feels, so it knows that this cold, this hot, this warm, this windy, this dusty, because over time your body has been exposed to those things. So I would say expose yourself by saying it out loud. I actually love this yogurt though. I don't know if you guys take yogurt though. So I like it. I'm so hungry. So that's it. So just timing and saying those things to yourself, like, it goes a long way. So the next one, that'll be after timing. Another issue will be what the other issue should be practice. Yeah, I'm gonna do future videos on asymmetric practice, because as a keyboardist, the way the world has changed, everyone is busy, everyone has one or two things to do. Just where I'm here right now, I'm not on my keyboard, I'm busy, I'm doing something right, but I'm like, I can still provide value and sit on my chair speaking to my wonderful subscribers, right? And anyone that stumbles upon this video about how to learn the keyboard in an easy way. So if I'm not encouraging you through my hands, I can encourage you through my mouth. Exactly, and this yogurt is what gives me the motivation to encourage you through my mouth. So bear with me. So now, the next one is asymmetric practice. When you're practicing, right? I'm going to do a video on this, and energy as well. You wake up in the morning, consider yourself like a bottle of water now. Let me show you my bottle of water. So you can see this water, right? You can see the level is here right now. So when you wake up in the morning, most of the time, the water will be around this area here, which is full to the brim. You are recharged. You just slept. You woke up. You are recharged. I would say the way you spend your first 4 hours of the day makes a lot. Like, everyone has different stuff they have to do. But me personally, I'm so selfish with my time. I can give you food. I can give you money. But my time, I'm a little bit skeptical about who I spend my time with and what I spend my time doing. Me personally, let me talk about myself. Everyone is different. There are some people in the mornings, they are so vibrant. There are some people at night, they are night owls. So they are very vibrant at night. But most of the time, for most people, especially myself, in the mornings, that's when I'm very, very active. And that's when my energy level is at its peak. When I wake up in the morning, most of the time, not every time, sometimes I just lay down my bed doing nothing. But most of the time, I'm just being honest with you. So most of the time, like, I practice my keyboard. I go, what do I want to do? Do I want to create my content first? Do I want to practice my keyboard? Which one? But I do stop that. I know that if I take this action and put in this amount of time, it's going to add value to me. So maybe I'm learning a new skill. Maybe I'm putting out my content. Maybe I'm editing a video. Maybe I'm creating a video. One or the other is going to add value to me in the long run, or maybe in the short run. That's what I spend most of my time with there, because if you spend like the time, we have 24 hours in a day, that's the absolute amount. But if you're talking about relative amount in terms of efficiency, you spending 10 minutes in the morning practicing your keyboard, it's technically relative to you spending an hour or 2 hours playing the keyboard some other time in the day. Why? Because your mind is empty. So you can do anything and easily you grasp it, you understand it, you know, okay, this is what stuff means. That's just you putting 10 minutes in the morning. So that's you putting 10 minutes in the morning. The 10 minutes practice might be worth about 1 or 2 hours if you practice maybe some other time, like in the night or in the afternoon, whereby your energy level is very low or you're almost drained. So what I call asymmetric practice is you putting in less and getting more. It's just more like the Pareto principle, 80-20. You put in 20% of your efforts and you get 80% of the results. It goes the same way. You might consider that to be a scientific theorem or economical theorem, but it still applies to your daily life. Okay, let me give you an example. Look at your contact list. Most of the people that you speak to 20% of the people on your contact list most of the time. You can check that on your phone. You can look. You can think back. You say I'm not lying. I'm saying the truth. Most of the clothes you wear or the shoes you wear 20% of your shoes 80% of the time, and you wear 80% of your shoes 20% of the time. That means you wear most of your shoes only a few times. So that's just how the Pareto theorem works. And you can also apply that to music as well, your practice time. Use 10 minutes in the morning. That 10 minutes in the morning is not 10 minutes. Yes, but you practice for 10 minutes, but it's what, in terms of its what, to what almost an hour or 2 hours of you practicing another time during the day. Because now in the morning you have the full energy, you have the full attention. You gain a lot more and learn more. So I'll do more video about this, like how asymmetric practice relates to energy and so on. So that's just one part. Secondly, or thirdly, we've talked about a lot of things. So I think I'm forgetting though. Okay, let's keep going. So let me tell you my story again. So what I do suggest when you're starting to play the keyboard, I would advise you go to a very small place. You can say maybe a small church, or maybe a small gathering, or a place where there's not too much crowd for a start. Why? Because you might be a pro in your house, and you carry your keyboard and go outside, and you just seeing people, you lose it. Even though you've not been making mistakes at home, right? You will lose it. There was a time I had a performance, like that was last year. So I and my friend went to perform. It was both of us that were meant to perform, but due to the crowd, he has not really done that to that amount of crowd. Stage fright took in. Not because he doesn't know how to play or we've not practiced together, right? But you just seeing crowds sometimes, like if you're starting, you lose your mind. Oh, what do I do? I'm confused. Something you played to perfection at your house, you go outside now, you've just lost it, like you didn't practice at all. You feel that way, right? So it happened that at that point, so it was like, Sammy, just play. I'm like, well, that's not what we agreed on, though, but I consider myself to be a professional, so I took it, right? I just tried to improvise there because I'm a musician. That's something really, really essential. Improvisation. I think I need to write that down because I can do a proper video on this. What we're doing right now, we're just scaling through. So you need to know how to improvise. So I played that. It went well. Glory be to God. We're out of it. We're here today. So that's just another aspect again. So you practicing at your house, you being the king there. When you go outside, it's a different ball game. So I suggest you start from a small church. Or any small, maybe a church, maybe an event center, anyone, a small event. Maybe at your friend's gathering, start from there, whereby there are 5, 6 people. From there, you get used to people being around you to play. Yeah, exactly. You get used to those things. So that's that. And the next one we can talk about should be, never accept the role of being the second keyboardist. So you're wondering now, what I say, how does that make sense? I'm just starting. Definitely, people are not just going to give me the whole trust that, okay, be our number one. Yeah, what I mean by that is that I've been there before. Let me tell you my personal story. I was once at a church, that was some years ago. I was the second keyboardist. We actually quite a lot though, so I was the second keyboardist. But playing, I noticed, okay, even after the keyboardist left, I could still play it though, but it's just that those people were used to see me as second. Oh, you're a second option, you're a second option. Even though you are good enough though, you're a second option. Oh, I feel there's a number one there. Okay, if there are guys on this channel and maybe girls who love football, you see that most of the time a goalkeeper in a club that is second choice, even though after the first choice leaves, he never takes that position. Not because he's not good enough, but because he has created that. It's more like a psychological effect that, okay, people have seen him as second. Even though it's good, they just don't feel he deserves the first place. They prefer to get someone outside they've not seen before to become the number one. Why is he retains number two? So you need to be very, very careful and watchful of that, because if you're planning on taking music as a career, that can either break you, right? So I'm not saying you should not learn or don't have a mentor, don't get me wrong. You learn, right? But you need to know, okay, when to leave. You can't learn everything. You need to know, okay, when to leave. There are some people with, they're wonderful, that they teach you a lot of stuff. I'm not saying you should leave there, because if you say you want to learn, music is not something that, let's say for example, it's not like a script that it's not like a script from A to Z. It's okay, when you reach Z, now you've learned music. Now you can go to the world and explore. In music, you keep learning, it's infinite. You keep learning, you keep learning. So I feel you should have what you want to learn. Let's say you want to learn how to play chords. Let's say you want to learn how to solo, at least for a start. You want to learn the basics, how to follow up when the singer is singing. That's what you should have on mind. Okay, this is what I want to learn. So when you feel, okay, fine, to an extent, I've learned this. Not maybe not 100%, but to an extent, reasonable amount. I can stand on my feet at this and do this. I feel you need to go and go somewhere else and be your number one rather than trying to be number two, then becoming number one there. Most of the time, from my experience, it never works out like that. So that's that on being number two and one. And the last one is improvisation. Let me give you a wonderful story of mine. This is just more like a story session. I don't know. I don't even know what to title this video as well. We'll figure out something towards the end. So let me enjoy my yogurt a little bit. So the first one is, what was I even saying again? I'm so hungry and tired. I was saying something just now, forgotten. This stuff happens. You're saying something, all of a sudden you just forget. Improvisation, yeah, that I remember now. When I was starting out, in my church back then, the instrumentalists are in and out. Today they come, tomorrow the other one doesn't come. On a Sunday service, you just hear that, oh, the drummer said he's sick, he can't make it. You as the keyboardist, you're there. You all practice together, right? Now the drummer can't make it, what do you do? And you know, if you do only your part, the service will not be that nice. You have to come up with different ideas. That's what makes you a good keyboardist. What makes you a good keyboardist consists of very, very few traits. Number one, the ability for you to, can you follow? Can you find your key? Can you follow what the singer is singing? Can you add at least little melody, not something exceptional, but something little moderate? And can you improvise? So those four traits makes me consider you as a good keyboardist. So in that situation, this drummer did not come. So what do I do now? I went to my keyboard. I didn't know how to do the loop with the keyboard though, but I went on my keyboard. I just created like a 4-beat kind of rhythm. So I told them at that moment in time, see, these are the songs we plan on singing, right? But since the drummer is not here, we now need to shift our songs to more of like 4-beat kind of song. That's like contemporary music, those kind of songs, because I'm creating a beat, and with the beat when you create a beat, all the songs have to follow that rhythm. So since the songs we practiced earlier on change its rhythm, so we need a song to be live. But now that's not the case. Since we have a fixed rhythm or beat, we now need to change our song. So I created a beat, we quickly changed the song. Like nothing ever happened. People knew that drummer did not come, but the service went on as fine. The beat was playing on the background, then I was just adding on top what I could do. So adding the bass, a little bass as well. Like, so that's just more of improvisation, right? So as a keyboardist, you need to know how to improvise. And I would say that should be that should be the observations I've had. And the last one, discussions now. A lot of people some people messaged me like, okay, how do I start? Where do I start? What do I practice? I've mentioned this over 100 times. Not up to 100, but a lot though. So I would say start with renting a keyboard. Even though you have the money to buy the keyboard, do not buy it. Because when you buy it, you feel you own it. And when you feel you own it, you feel so entitled. And when you feel so entitled, you don't get the job done. That's mission failed. You might argue with me. No, you don't know me so well. I'm so disciplined. But we're speaking based on patterns, right? Trends. We're not speaking based on you don't know me or not, or I know you. Most of the time, when you buy something, you feel you own it. And trust me, when you feel you own, you don't want to practice. But when you know you're paying, let's say, an amount of money for this instrument every month, let's say at the end of the month, you see the debit alert on your phone. Okay, so some amount has been deducted. Your mind goes back to it. Okay, I'm seeing you every day, yeah. I need to touch you because I can't let my money keep going for free. We as human beings, we fear losing rather than gaining, rather than the happiness of gaining. So we fear even losing the little we have rather than the happiness of you gaining more. We don't want to lose. So now you having the keyboard there, sin is deducted from your account every month because you are renting it to make you want to sit down and practice. You get? So that's something I will advise every beginning or beginner pianist to start with. So after that one, I'm just thinking of what's the next one again. I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. Yeah, keyboard is fun, right? Relax. Just where we're having our conversation here, right? I'm not looking at a script, we're just talking, we're feeling. It's more about feeling. When practicing, I've mentioned this in one of my previous videos. When practicing, relax. If you're not feeling it, your mind is somewhere else, put off your keyboard. Stand up and go away. It's the same thing with prayers, right? I might not be too much of a spiritual person per se though, but if you are playing the keyboard or you're praying and your mind goes off the prayer, stand up. Bless the Lord, stand up and go away. Because there's no point doing something when your mind is not there. You're just whiling away time. Because nothing will be done. So go be where your mind is. Come back later. So that's it for that one. I'm just trying to remember. Yeah, someone also mentioned that they want more of like a jam session. You have me playing, right? Like with other like artists as well. That's possible, but the issues with the timing, right? Everyone has different. The times I'm available, they may not be available. Like right now, I've been sitting on this chair for hours. So the time I may be available, they may not be available. So it's a little mix and match. But definitely that's something I'm looking towards, like a jam session, right? At least to give you guys more of a feel of the whole jam rather than me just on my keyboard showing you guys how to add this and that, right? Everyone is busy, everyone has different stuff going on. So it's just the issue of the timing, like what time works for them and works for me at the same time. And we are about say we're up to 5 or 6. No, we're about 6 or 7, including the our sound engineer as well. So it's quite a lot. So even though 4 of us our time works, so we need to also look at the other 3 people. So trying to organize 7 people. That's what's making me not to do any live session for now. Like in terms of band, I if you check my Instagram, like I do that a lot before, but things change, times change. So that's something we need to cope with for now. But hopefully that should be resolved soon, right? And we'll go back to our jamming ways. And other than that, yeah, one more thing, the last one before the end of our video. It's still about improvisation, right? That's something that prompted me, not the major reason per se though, but it prompted me to almost learn most of the instruments, right? Because sometimes you might not have the other instrumentalist there. That instrument is, you need someone to play it. Man, you can't say you're only the keyboardist, you're looking how to play keyboard. The only instrument I can't play that if you drop me there, I don't have any clue of is a drum. I don't have any clue of it. And I don't know, I just have low interest. I don't really understand how this one sounds, what this one is meant to do. So I'll just say right now it's not on my head. So drums, I have no idea. But if you drop it on any other thing else, I should have one idea or the other. So that's it for a wonderful video. And if you enjoyed to the end and still to the end, write in the comment section that you want more stories. So just write more stories in the comment section. And if you know you enjoyed the video, you gain something of value for it, you can drop a like, share with friends, subscribe, and that's it for now. So with that being said, I will see you next time, and bye.